My name is Audrey. I'm 33 years old, and last Christmas, my family accidentally sent me 47 messages they were never supposed to see. Messages about a holiday they'd been secretly planning without me for the third year in a row. My mother wrote, "Make sure she doesn't find out." My brother replied, "Just tell her the wrong date like last year." Then my father sent a laughing emoji. That part hurt the most, not because he laughed, because it meant excluding me had become normal enough to joke about. I was sitting alone in a Hampton Inn outside Columbus reading every single message while cold takeout pasta sat untouched beside me. And suddenly, last Christmas finally made sense. The locked front door, the dark house, the cold potatoes in my hands, Mom pretending they'd changed plans last minute. It wasn't last minute. It was planned. I kept scrolling through the messages trying to understand why they were hiding Christmas from me again. Then I saw one word that changed everything. Closing. My brother typed, "Closing's the 26th. Just keep her clear till then." Closing. Then Mom mentioned a buyer, a walkthrough, a realtor named Karen, and instantly my stomach dropped. They were selling something they didn't want me involved in, and deep down, I already knew what it was. My grandmother's house, the yellow house on Sycamore Street, the only place in my entire life that ever truly felt safe. Nan Margaret's house. She gave me a brass key when I was 25 and said, "This is your home whenever you need one." At the time, I thought it was sentimental. That night I found out it was legal because instead of crying, I opened the county recorder website, typed in the address, and found a quitclaim deed filed 8 years earlier. One name belonged to my mother. The second name belonged to me. Audrey Elizabeth Grant, co-owner. Half the house legally belonged to me. I sat there staring at the screen while rain hit the hotel window. My family wasn't just excluding me from Christmas. They were trying to sell property they legally couldn't sell without my signature, and somehow, they either forgot my name was on the deed or assumed I'd never fight back. That was their mistake, because quiet people notice everything eventually. And by midnight, I stopped asking myself how to fix the family and started asking something much more dangerous. How long had they been building their lives around the assumption that I would always stay silent? Audrey spends the entire night researching property law and confirming the deed is real. Every document proves the same thing. The house cannot legally be sold without her signature. The next morning, she says nothing to the family. Not one text, not one call. Instead, she quietly contacts the county office, then a real estate attorney recommended by a coworker. The attorney confirms everything. Her ownership is valid, and the upcoming closing is in serious trouble, especially if the title company somehow missed her recorded interest. That realization changes everything, because now Audrey understands the truth. Her family didn't just exclude her emotionally, they tried to erase her legally. Over the next several days, the family keeps texting fake holiday updates while secretly preparing the sale. Audrey plays along, calm, polite, invisible, exactly what they expect. Meanwhile, her attorney prepares documentation that immediately clouds the title and freezes the closing process. Christmas morning arrives. Audrey wakes up alone in the hotel, makes coffee, reads through the screenshots one last time, then finally types one sentence into the family chat. "Merry Christmas. Your realtor will explain the rest." Silence. 30 seconds later. Panic. Nathan calls first, then Brooke, then Mom, then Dad. The calls keep coming non-stop. Voicemails pile up. "What did you do?" "Call us back." There's been a misunderstanding. Audrey ignores every single one. Then the realtor calls. Not angry, terrified, because the buyers just discovered the title issue hours before closing. The sale is collapsing. The buyers are threatening to walk. The title company is scrambling. And suddenly the family realizes the quiet daughter they ignored for years legally owns half the house they already promised to sell. That afternoon, Audrey finally answers Mom's call. Her mother cries instantly, says it was all a misunderstanding, claims they thought Audrey knew. But Audrey asks one simple question. "If I knew, why did you tell everyone to hide it from me?" Complete silence. Then excuses start pouring out. Nathan blames paperwork confusion. Brooke says Mom handled everything. Dad gets angry and says Audrey is ruining Christmas. That's the moment Audrey finally sees the entire family clearly. Nobody is sorry for excluding her. They're angry because the plan failed. Her attorney advises her not to sign anything immediately, and for the first time in her life, Audrey listens to advice that protects her instead of sacrificing herself. A week later, the buyers officially walk away. The sale dies. The family loses thousands, and suddenly everyone wants a relationship again. Mom starts texting every morning. Dad suddenly remembers birthdays. Nathan apologizes for miscommunication, but Audrey notices something important. None of the apologies mention the screenshots. None mention the lies. None mention the years of exclusion, because deep down, they still believe her real mistake was refusing to stay quiet. Several weeks later, Audrey finally drives back to Sycamore Street alone. The house is cold, dusty, exactly the same. She unlocks the front door using the brass key Nan gave her years earlier, and standing inside that quiet hallway, she finally breaks down crying. Not because of the betrayal, because for the first time in her life, she realizes someone had protected her long before she knew she needed protection. Nan knew. She knew exactly what this family was capable of. That's why she filed the deed publicly, not emotionally, legally, permanent. Audrey walks room to room through the house, remembering summers, coffee mornings, late night studying, rain against the porch roof. For years, she thought the house represented love. Now she understands it represented something even rarer: intentional protection. Months later, Audrey makes her final decision. She refuses to sell. Instead, she renovates the property slowly while traveling for work. The upstairs bedroom becomes her office. The porch gets repaired, the maple tree stays, and little by little, the only place that ever truly welcomed her becomes fully hers emotionally, too. As for the family, things never fully recover. Some relationships continue politely, others disappear completely, but Audrey stops chasing all of them, because once someone spends years proving your absence makes their life easier, you stop begging for a seat at the table. The final message she ever sends in the old family group chat comes nearly a year later after Mom tries organizing another Christmas. Audrey simply writes, "I hope everyone has a peaceful holiday. I'll be spending mine at home." No anger, no revenge speech, no dramatic ending, just truth. Because the strongest revenge isn't humiliation. It's becoming impossible to manipulate anymore. And somewhere inside that old yellow house on Sycamore Street, with coffee brewing in the kitchen and snow falling outside, Audrey finally understands something that took her 33 years to learn. Being useful is not the same thing as being loved, and the people who truly love you never make secret plans to live without you.